Bienvenidos de nuevo a Juguemos, a Gabriel Knight. La última vez estábamos visitando el cementerio número 1 de St. Louis. Y vamos a ver la tumba de la familia Wright. Parte de la familia Knight.
The marker reads, Merrill Planter Wright.
These are Grand's folks. I never knew them.
The marker reads, Franklin Wright.
These are Grand's folks. I never knew them.
The marker reads, Harley Wright.
Grand's sister. She died young.
Vaya.
The marker reads, Harrison Knight.
Abuelo,
Granddaddy.
¿podemos hablar o algo de eso?
How's it going, Granddaddy?
Huh?
How's it going, How's it...
Creo que no dice nada más.
Hi. I'm Rebecca's grandson.
Much as when they were alive, the Wright elders give no response.
Grand talks a lot about you, Harley. Grand talks...
Vale, no tenemos ninguna conversación más. Bueno, ¿y aquí?
The marker reads, Philip Knight.
Papá.
Daddy. Hey, Daddy.
The marker reads, Margaret Templeton Knight.
Y mamá.
My mother. Miss you, Mom.
Entrañable. ¿Sabéis las tumbas? No.
The tomb is securely shut.
Si intentamos moverla, creo que dice lo mismo. A ver.
The marble and granite tombs are quite heavy.
O usarla.
There's nothing on the tomb to operate. Gabriel doesn't want to take the nameplates from his family tomb.
Bueno, echamos un vistazo por aquí.
This above-ground tomb is only large enough to accommodate one resident. Vases seem to be a favorite decoration for the dead. A grinning grotesquerie tops one section of the cemetery fence. A high iron fence with sharp spikes surrounds the cemetery.
Creo que esto lo hemos visto, pero...
San Luis.
Vale.
A high iron.
¿Y esta tumba?
A wrought iron fence surrounds this tomb.
I hope that's to keep people out.
A wrought iron fence surrounds this.
I hope...
Vale. Pero quería ver la tumba. Bueno, da igual. Los jalones ya lo hemos visto.
Several generations of an old New Orleans family rest here in relative peace.
Vale, y esto también.
Here and there in the cemeteries.
Vale.
An odd monument highlights one grave site. It looks vaguely reptilian. A high iron.
Vale. Y esta creo que también la hemos visto.
This
Sí. Bueno, y podemos continuar hacia el fondo del cementerio y hallamos otra sección. ¿Qué pone aquí?
The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Gede. Another ancient family tomb of the type St. Louis Cemetery is famous for.
Parece de familia rica.
Two heavy, solid marble doors provide an entrance to the tomb.
Interesante.
There's a small marble plate near the tomb doors.
También interesante. Bonita estatua.
An angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb. Two enormous vases flank the front of the Getty tomb.
Vale.
With a few exceptions, these tombs are all beginning to look alike. A stone angel leans down to gaze at something unseen.
Curioso.
Most of the plaster has fallen away over the years to reveal walls of red brick.
También curioso.
This tomb is smaller than most others in the cemetery.
Kind of a pup tent for the dead.
This old tomb has a sword carved into the stone below the name of the deceased. Another ancient family.
Vale.
San Luis.
Y nada más, así que me voy a ir. Bueno, podríamos intentar localizar a Mosley. O hablar con el encargado del cementerio. No, del jardín del cementerio. Vamos a hablar con este hombre.
Could I have a minute of your time?
You got something to say, son?
You've been working here a long time?
Longer than you've been alive, son. I may have to be here longer than you'll be alive, for that matter.
Kind of a quiet job you've got, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah. Yeah, they act up some at the full moon, though.
How's business today?
About like every day. It's what you call a seller's market.
You've been working here a long time?
Longer.
¿Algo más?
How's business?
About.
No parece.
You've been working here. How's
No.
You must enjoy the company of dead folks.
Unlike the living, they ain't never given me no reason to dislike them none.
¿Algo más?
You've been working.
Unlike.
No way. Something might answer.
Bueno, vamos a interrogarle un poquito.
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Eso es cierto.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
They say it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here by slaves.
What can you tell me about...
I don't really care to talk about it. I don't do it none myself.
Es cristiano.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Ain't it just awful, them finding those bodies with voodoo things around them? I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody trying to cover their tracks is all.
What do you know?
I told you all I know about that.
Vale.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Seems like everybody want to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives. And they love the cemetery tour. I see tourists in here every day of the year.
Es que habría que visitar Nueva Orleans una vez en la vida al menos.
What can you tell me about...
There's lots of things to see here, but none are as beautiful as the St. Louis Cemetery #1.
What can...
Hey, if you want to know more, you should ask somebody else.
Vale.
What can you...
Hey, if you...
Sobre la víspera de San Juan.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
Why, St. John the Baptist is the patron saint of voodoo.
Oh,
Sometimes we get some weird goings on in that cemetery on that night. More often a few nights before. People taking grave dirt, bones, and more.
That's pretty disgusting.
bastante.
Yep. Don't know what they do with them, but it can't be pretty.
Posiblemente. ¿Más?
What else can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I told you all I know about that.
Ajá.
What else can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I told you all I know about.
Vale. ¿Y Capri Sanko?
Do you have any idea what Gabriel Knight means?
No, can't say that I do.
Bueno, lo hemos intentado.
Do you have...
No.
¿Qué puede contarnos sobre el cementerio?
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them coffins would float right out of their graves. Them dead would go floating right down into the water. Cause if it was Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice.
Tell me something.
It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War and back further too. Take a look around, you'll see.
Tell me...
Just look around, You get the feel of the place.
Vale, ¿algo más?
Tell me...
Just...
No. ¿Algo que nos pueda contar sobre él?
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais.
Oh,
I'm the
Toussaint.
watchman here at St. Louis number 1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place tidy, but a big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers, you know. People come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound they don't know what they doing.
Tell me about you.
That's about all there is to say.
Vale. Bueno, hemos hablado con el hombre. Así que por aquí ocurren extraños sucesos en la víspera de San Juan, que parece ser que San Juan es el patrón del vudú. Bien. Algo me dice que en la noche de San Juan vamos a tener algún que otro día. En fin. Vamos a relajarnos un poco en Jackson Square. Vamos a echar un vistazo a la plaza. Es una plaza bastante bonita.
A wide walk provides a pathway around the square.
Ajá.
Jackson Square is a good place to rest while exploring the French Quarter, and a great place to be entertained by local performers.
Uy, perdón.
A cop has driven his motorcycle into the park. Something Gabriel would probably never get away with. On the motorcycle is a police radio.
Algo me dice interesante.
A police officer is either off duty or patrolling the park, or both. People seem to be enjoying the park, despite the lack of sunshine. Jackson Square boasts some very old trees, left over from days when the city was under French rule.
Curioso.
Anyone seen Jill?
A blues band entertains on the lawn. Now
Hey.
that's music.
Sí.
People seem to...
Vale. Bueno, este es una sola de las 4 pantallas que conforman la plaza de Jackson.
Homicide team attend.
Parece que hay algo agitado y que la policía se está haciendo cargo de ello.
People seem to give a hoot. Jackson Square.
Coroner requests assistance at the
Perdón.
Iron lampposts add charm to Jackson Square and provide illumination at night.
Ajá.
Jackson Square.
Vale.
A wrought iron fence surrounds the Jackson statue.
Bueno.
Homicide team attend.
Cuerpo de homicidios, atender algo interesante. Pero vamos a otra parte de la plaza. Vamos a ver qué hay por aquí.
Jackson, a wide walk from Jackson, a iron.
Esto es lo mismo y esto.
That jazz band is pretty good. Of course, most jazz bands in New Orleans are.
La papelera.
Give a hoot. People seem to be enjoying the park, despite the lack of sunshine.
Vale, algo divertido.
The other park visitors are
Ah.
enjoying their leisure and aren't interested in talking to Gabriel.
Muy bien. Bueno, vamos hacia arriba. Eso. Y aquí vemos
A Cajun band, inventive as always with their instruments, is having a good old time on the...
You white-faced geek! You wanna eat my fist?
el mimo se dedica a seguir a la gente.
Well, I never! Leave me alone, you man!
A bronze statue of Andrew Jackson marks the center of Jackson Square. Jackson Square is a good place to rest while exploring the French Quarter, and a great place to be entertained by local performers. It's one of those mimes. Oh boy.
Creo que tampoco le gustan mucho los mimos. Y el mimo es bastante pesado, por cierto. Y se dedica a seguir a la gente así, sin más.
Hey, stop picking on me! I'll tell my dad!
En fin.
A lone drummer beats out a haunting rhythm on a large African drum.
Bueno, y poco más. Por aquí podemos acceder a la iglesia, por cierto. Y le podemos echar un vistazo, ya que estamos. La Catedral de Saint Louis.
St. Louis Cathedral has a beautiful chapel, warm with tones of gold and cream and rich with delicate frescoes and meticulously carved wood.
Pero le seguiremos echando un vistazo en el siguiente vídeo. Hasta la próxima.